going to show you 4 releases. Number 1, peroneals. So peroneals run from the right below the knee to really the underneath the foot, and they do cause pronation through the foot when they're tight. So what you're going to do is roller a ball. I'm going to do side lying. I'm going to show you on the right side and start right up at the top. And so this is nerve rich, so be careful. You come onto the side of the body, and what I like to do is little circles, point and flex, and then I roll down. And you really want to find that tight spot in the muscle if it's tight at all. And so I'll do a little rocking motion, find a spot, and that's when I'll do a little bit of motion through that area. My right side isn't so bad, my left side is tighter. Peroneals. So again, to review, runs from right here down, crosses underneath the foot, right about the big toe area, and it gets super tight, especially on runners, can cause some weird foot pain as well. So the other thing is that we talked about here is there's a band of tissue that runs right around the top of the ankle, and basically it acts to hold everything in to the ankle as it goes down into the foot, and it can get really tight. So what I like to do is this motion here. I'll pull up my pants to show you, and you put one hand on top of the other, and you're doing this rotational maneuver here. Now it's nice if someone else can do it, because where my fingers are is getting a lot of action, not as much action in the back. So I may turn the hand to get a little bit more action through the back of the calf, ankle bone. You might find that that helps to mobilize some tissues and get things a little bit more fluid through that area. You can use as much pressure as you need. I'm really using a lot on that outer side with my fingers. So it's called a retinacula. Okay. Another area is through the rib cage, front and back. And you could use a ball or a roller to get through this area. So I'll come on and do more of the front here. And I'm just going to do a little bit of rotation through this area. This is pretty intense with this roller, but just a little bit of rotation. So this is working crossways to the direction of the fiber. And ideally then you're going all the way down through the navel, almost into the pelvis. So that's what it looks like to release that area. You can start all the way up, kind of underneath the rib cage, underneath the breast tissue. And then to do the back of the body, it's a similar thing. I'll turn around this way. You're rolling with the roller kind of perpendicular to your body, and you're just mobilizing this tissue so it gets a little bit more mobile on the rib cage. Be careful through this area. It can be really tender on the ribs. And here you're rolling all the way down to where the back meets the hips. Okay? So that's for the obliques. And then another thing that I didn't show is to work the iliacus. So the iliacus is a muscle that lies deep within the pelvis. And it's a difficult one to get to, but can cause some problems through the hip joint, especially if it draws the hip in a little bit. So to get in there, I like to use a ball like this, and you can prop it up on a block if you want to. I'll show on the right side. So basically you're going in right in this front hip pocket. You're going to come onto the ball, and it's going to get right into that hip. And first just sink in a little bit, and then you can take your leg out to the side in this kind of half frog. And then I like to do a little bit of mobilization side to side, rocking. Just got a nice pop through my back. And then you can also pin it. Ugh, that's tight. And then begin to lift the whole leg up. Breathing. And you can work down a little bit more towards the pubic bones. Rotating just a little bit in and out. And make sure here you do both sides. So I find that even though my right side feels tighter. The left side feels more bound up with tissue. It's like I can't get quite as deep there. So over on the left side, same thing. A little bit of rocking, letting the ball sink in. And I really like to use a hard rubber ball for this just to get a little bit deeper, but just be careful. Be mindful of what you're feeling.